Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and we're talking about the stars today.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk about a very popular subject. Many people believe in the horoscope.
So a horoscope is basically a system, very old system, of determining your future and describing your personality. And so it all depends on when you were born and where you were born. So what stars were in the sky when you were born?
That's right. So basically, as many of you may know, there are 12 signs, and we're going to talk about a couple of them and a little bit more about horoscopes and this. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a branch of science. Or
pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience.
Yeah, I don't think there's much testing that's going on, but it's definitely something that a lot of people believe in. So let's take a listen to today's dialogue, and we'll be back in a moment to talk more about it.
Hey, Lydia, what are you reading?
I'm looking at my horoscope for this month. My outlook is very positive. It says that I should take a vacation to someplace exotic and that I will have a passionate summer fling.
What are you talking about? Let me see that. What are horoscopes?
It's a prediction of your month based on your zodiac sign. You have a different sign for the month and date you were born in. I was born on April 15th, so I'm an Aries. When were you born?
January 5th.
Let's see. You're a Capricorn. It says that you'll be feeling stress at work, but you could see new, exciting developments in your love life. Looks like we'll both have interesting summers.
That's bogus. I don't feel any stress at work, and my love life is practically non-existent. This zodiac stuff is all a bunch of nonsense.
No, it's not. Your astrology sign can tell you a lot about your personality. See, it says that an Aries is energetic and loves to socialize.
Well, you certainly match those criteria, but they're so broad they could apply to anyone. What does it say about me?
A Capricorn is serious-minded and practical. She likes to do things in conventional ways. That sounds just like you.
All right, we're back. So a very interesting dialogue between these two girls talking about one of them believing in the horoscope and the other one doesn't. But they mentioned a lot of interesting things. So we're going to have two language takeaways today. Let's start with language takeaway part 1.
Language takeaway.
All right, so one of the most common things you'll hear when we talk about the horoscope in English is an outlook. And an outlook can be positive or negative. So what exactly is an outlook?
Well, if you notice, Lydia said, my outlook is very positive. So basically, she's talking about her future.
Right, so the way that she sees the future, or the way that the horoscope talks about the future, is a positive one. So you could say, you know those 8 balls? They're black and they have like a message, and you shake it and it gives you a message.
You ask a question.
You ask a question and it says outlook positive.
That's right.
Outlook negative. So that means in your near future, things will either be positive or negative.
So I guess you can apply it, for example, to a company. You say that a company has a positive outlook.
Or even a person. You know, he's a very positive person, so he has a positive outlook. He thinks good things are going to happen.
Okay, very good. So talking about horoscopes, obviously we must mention the 12 zodiac signs.
Okay, so each month has its own sign, and they're not exactly the months. They're a little bit different, but each sign is a kind of an animal or a symbol.
That's right.
So, for example, a lot of August is part of the Leo sign in English. So that's the lion, and so the lion is the animal, the zodiac.
So the zodiac sign is one of these signs. Like Leo is one of the zodiac signs. And I guess all 12 signs are considered the zodiac or the horoscope.
Exactly. And you can actually talk about the zodiac in terms of other cultures. There is a Chinese zodiac. So we could say it's the year of the horse. But that's a little bit different from what we're talking about here with the Western horoscope.
Okay, very good. So all of this actually comes down to the, as we said, the pseudoscience or the branch called astrology.
astrology. So this is a very hard word for some people to remember because they want to say astronomy. But it's different. Astronomy is the scientific study of the skies, the stars, planets, things like that. Astrology is different. It's what we're talking about here, the horoscope, and reading the stars to understand what our personal futures will hold for us.
That's right. So astronomy is an exact science part of, I guess, physics, where you talk about the stars or the composition of the stars and their movements. Whereas in astrology, we're talking about zodiacs and horoscopes and basically what star was in the sky when you were born, but in a different way. It's not very scientific.
That's right. So astrology is normally what you would see in the newspaper when you're trying to find your horoscope, astrology or horoscope.
And actually, every time you read the newspaper, if you look up your zodiac sign, it makes a prediction about your day or your week or maybe even sometimes the month or year.
That's right. And so a prediction is basically a guess about what will happen for you.
That's right. So many times you see that the horoscope will say, finances are in trouble. Be careful with how you spend your money. So they're making a prediction that in the future, maybe you're going to have money problems. So you have to be careful.
Exactly. Or in the dialogue, you will have a passionate summer fling. This is a prediction. It has not yet happened. It will happen.
That's
Maybe.
right. That's right. A prediction. So now talking a little bit more about the zodiac signs that we saw in the dialogue, we mentioned two, Aries and Capricorn.
So a lot of people who believe in astrology say that astrological signs are broken up. They're divided into different kinds of sign. We have water signs, air signs, earth signs, and fire signs. And so one of the famous fire signs is Aries, right?
Aries.
It's like the god of war in the Greek mythology.
That's right. And so it's pronounced Aries. Aries.
Aries. Aries. That's right.
And the other one is a Capricorn.
Capricorn. So that's like a goat?
Yeah, it's kind of like a ram.
A ram.
So
It's like an earth sign.
That's right. So there are 12. These are just two of them. And obviously there are a lot more. I guess off the top of my head, we have Taurus or Leo. There's also a Scorpio.
Sagittarius. Gemini,
which are like twins, twin people. There's Pisces.
Virgo,
the Virgin. And I don't know if we're missing anything.
I can't think now. We'll have to talk about it at the very end of today's lesson. But we actually have some interesting things to talk about in a minute here. We have to talk about the personality characteristics that are common when you're talking about different zodiac signs.
Okay, so before we get to that, let's listen to our dialogue again.
Hey, Lydia, what are you reading?
I'm looking at my horoscope for this month. My outlook is very positive. It says that I should take a vacation to someplace exotic and that I will have a passionate summer fling.
What are you talking about? Let me see that. What are horoscopes?
It's a prediction of your month based on your zodiac sign. You have a different sign for the month and date you were born in. I was born on April 15th, so I'm an Aries. When were you born?
January 5th.
Let's see. You're a Capricorn. It says that you'll be feeling stress at work, but you could see new, exciting developments in your love life. Looks like we'll both have interesting summers.
That's bogus. I don't feel any stress at work, and my love life is practically non-existent. This zodiac stuff is all a bunch of nonsense.
No, it's not. Your astrology sign can tell you a lot about your personality. See, it says that an Aries is energetic and loves to socialize.
Well, you certainly match those criteria, but they're so broad they could apply to anyone. What does it say about me?
A Capricorn is serious-minded and practical. She likes to do things in conventional ways. That sounds just like you.
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at these personality traits on Language Takeaway Part 2.
Language takeaway.
All right, so one of the great words that we heard in today's dialogue was exotic, okay? And this is not necessarily describing a person, but usually things, or clothes or places. And in this instance, it was some place exotic.
That's right.
What's an exotic place?
It's basically a place that's very unique, and I guess it's kind of not common to go there or to find. For example, many people talk about an exotic getaway, going to the jungle, because it's so exotic. You have so many strange animals and plants, and everything is so unfamiliar.
Right. So in my mind, Tahiti is very exotic. All right. It's full of jungle, and there's also beaches, and it's very unusual for someone who's from America because it's just so far away.
That's right. Exotic. So someone can also have an exotic personality because maybe they're a little bit strange, or not strange, but not so common, maybe unique.
Yeah. Although exotic is usually kind of a sexy thing when you're talking about people.
That's right.
You know, she looks very exotic. That means she doesn't look like everybody else here.
That's right. But another adjective to describe someone's personality is somebody that's very energetic.
All right. So energetic sounds like the word energy. That's because they're related. And so someone who is energetic has lots of energy. He or she, likes to do a lot of things and wants to always go places. And, the energetic person at your office, they always drink coffee.
That's right.
Maybe they make everyone else really tired just listening to them.
That's right. And actually, a person that's energetic usually also loves to socialize.
That's right. So loves to means they like to, but they like it a lot. Right? But to socialize means to talk to other people, or to go to parties, or to meet new people.
So if it's a verb, to socialize means to talk to people, to meet people, to greet people. You love to have contact with other people.
So yeah, you're right. Very, very common for people who are energetic.
Okay. And what about someone that's practical? What is that like?
Someone who's practical does a lot of things. Maybe someone who's practical always comes to their activities prepared. So in my car, I'm very practical. I have extra water and a spare tire. But you can also say, I'm a very practical person. I like to do things that I can achieve, as opposed to someone who always wants to do things that they can't really achieve.
Okay. So a practical person is usually very realistic and very down to earth. Maybe someone that's practical, if they're going on a trip, they'll only take what's necessary, not more than they need.
Yeah, exactly. Let me give you a good example. I like to go hiking, and sometimes I see women who have not made very practical decisions about the shoes they wear. So I like to wear hiking boots. These are very practical. Wearing high heels on a mountain is not very practical.
That's right. Okay. Very good. Now, we also mentioned that a Capricorn is serious-minded and conventional in many ways.
Someone who's serious-minded maybe doesn't like to have fun and go out and do things that are silly. Someone who's serious-minded, is usually very practical, I think, and really has a goal, wants to achieve that goal. No time to be silly, no time to make jokes.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that the person is boring, but they're just very, as you said, practical.
That's
okay.
right.
And what about that a Capricorn also likes to do things in conventional ways?
All right, so conventional means doing something in a conventional way means that you're doing it in a traditional way. So this is a thing we've always done. We've always done it in this way, and I'm going to continue to do it in this way.
Okay.
So the opposite is unconventional. That means doing things in new ways, doing things with your imagination. And so something that's very conventional is something that, has been established, and we're just going to continue doing it that way.
So, for example, someone that gets married in a church is the conventional way, but someone that gets married while skydiving is very unconventional.
That's right. Unconventional.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good. So a lot of great vocab here. Why don't we listen to our dialogue one last time, and we'll be back to talk with you a little bit more.
Hey, Lydia, what are you reading?
I'm looking at my horoscope for this month. My outlook is very positive. It says that I should take a vacation to someplace exotic and that I will have a passionate summer fling.
What are you talking about? Let me see that. What are horoscopes?
It's a prediction of your month based on your zodiac sign. You have a different sign for the month and date you were born in. I was born on April 15th, so I'm an Aries. When were you born?
January 5th.
Let's see. You're a Capricorn. It says that you'll be feeling stress at work, but you could see new, exciting developments in your love life. Looks like we'll both have interesting summers.
That's bogus. I don't feel any stress at work, and my love life is practically non-existent. This zodiac stuff is all a bunch of nonsense.
No, it's not. Your astrology sign can tell you a lot about your personality. C. It says that an Aries is energetic and loves to socialize.
Well, you certainly match those criteria, but they're so broad they could apply to anyone. What does it say about me?
A Capricorn is serious-minded and practical. She likes to do things in conventional ways. That sounds just like you.
All right, so talk about the horoscopes. Which sign are you?
I'm a Leo, which is actually, I don't believe in the horoscope, but I have to say, every time someone tells me about Leos, Leo the lion, right? I agree with most of their descriptions of my personality. So, outspoken. Loves to socialize.
Okay.
Very opinionated, which means I have an opinion and I don't like to listen to other people. Loves to argue. Very loud. So these are all qualities that I think I have, and some of them are bad, some of them are good, but you know, that's the way it is.
So, but you don't really believe in the what magazines or newspapers say about your outlook.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, the predictions are usually just basic guesses. But what about you? What's your sign?
I am a Taurus, so I was born in May.
A bull.
A bull, yes. So I'm very stubborn and very strong. I don't really know what all the characteristics about the Taurus are.
Opinionated.
Opinionated. I know that it's
Loves to
stubborn.
argue.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't like to be corrected.
Are you describing Taurus or are you describing me?
Both.
All right. So it's actually very interesting. I think in many ways, sometimes the glove does fit and someone's zodiac sign describes them very well. But again, maybe like the dialogue says, they are very broad descriptions that basically any person can relate to.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the tricks to horoscopes or to predicting someone's future. You tell them enough very vague things that maybe some of them will fit and some of them won't.
That's right.
But I'm very curious to hear about you guys. What are your signs? We usually does what's your sign? That means what's your zodiac sign?
That's right. That's actually also a very common date question. People say, "Oh, what's your sign?"
Or a pickup line.
Or a pickup line.
Hey, baby, what's your sign?
To see if you're compatible, right?
Right. So let us know. We're not trying to pick you up. We're just curious. You'll find a lot of the words for the zodiac in today's lesson on our website, englishpod.com.
All right. We'll see you guys there.
Bye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Future predictions based on person's birth. Horoscope. Forecast. The way a person thinks about things. Outlook. Short romantic relationship. A romantic encounter. Fling. The first sign of the zodiac. Aries. The 10th sign of the zodiac. Capricorn. 12 imaginary areas in the sky. Zodiac. The study of how the position of the stars affect our being. Astrology.
Let's try that faster.
The first sign of the zodiac. Aries. 12 imaginary areas in the sky. Zodiac. The study of how the position of the stars affect our being. Astrology. Forecast. The way a person thinks about things. Outlook. Short romantic relationship. A romantic encounter. Fling. The 10th sign of the zodiac. Capricorn. Future predictions based on person's birth. Horoscope.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Outlook. Even though the economy is not very strong right now, the country's outlook is still very positive. Outlook. She is fun to be around because she has a positive outlook on life. Outlook. The long-term outlook for this company is not very bright. It's hard to make an accurate prediction of how the World Cup will end. I made a prediction that it would rain today, and sure enough, it's raining. The Economist made an accurate prediction about the economy. She keeps on complaining about her non-existent love life. It's so hard to find a good hairdresser in this city. They're practically non-existent. Some people believe ghosts are non-existent, but I saw one last night. Anna is pretty, tall, and skinny. She matches all the criteria to be a fashion model. What are the criteria for selecting potential presidential candidates? He gave me a list of criteria for the assignment. I don't like to do things in conventional ways. I like to do things my own way. Until I began to write mystery stories, I had a pretty conventional job at an accounting firm. If the conventional method doesn't work, maybe it's time we started brainstorming new ways to solve the problem.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great lesson with us here at English Pod. My name is Marco,
And I'm Erica.
and today we're going to be talking about an ER, an emergency room.
Exactly. We're bringing you our very own ER drama here at English Pod.
Yeah, doctor shows are very popular with people, medical terms and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to teach you some words that you might hear commonly in medical shows on TV or in movies. This is really common language in television.
Or even at a hospital, right?
Well, yeah, but let's hope our listeners don't have to face this.
Okay, so let's preview some words in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so what's our first word?
Okay, the first word is CPR.
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 So that's pretty easy. What does that mean?
Well, it's short for cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Okay.
If that means anything to you.
Well, cardio is related to the heart.
Uh-huh.
Pulmonary refers to the lungs.
Yep.
Resuscitation means to come back to life.
Yes. So basically CPR is, you know when someone stops breathing, you put your mouth on their mouth and you breathe inside their lungs?
Okay, to give them air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So CPR.
That's CPR. Okay. So let's take a look at our next word. BP.
BP.
So BP is short for
Blood pressure.
blood pressure. That's
Yeah.
just the way that doctors use it in the emergency room.
Exactly. Pretty simple.
Okay, so blood pressure. And our last word, acute respiratory failure.
Acute respiratory failure.
So what is that exactly? That sounds complicated.
Basically, it's really serious that you stop breathing.
You stop breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go into acute respiratory failure, then the doctor or somebody has to perform CPR.
Right.
All right, cool. Okay, so we've previewed these three great words. Now let's listen to our dialogue for the first time. It's going to be really fast and you're going to have a lot of drama in it, so don't worry if you don't understand everything.
Yeah, we're going to come back and teach you some of the important language.
Help! Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie!
Ellen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient to hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining.
No! Frankie! Doctor, do something!
Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay, clear? Again, clear? Come on, damn it, I'm not letting go of you. Clear! I got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
Patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in. Bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go. People, move, move.
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Wow, so much drama over a little hamster.
Yeah, a little pet,
A
hey?
little pet, the little hamster.
Well, you know what? I can relate to this owner, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later.
Yeah, I know you have a really good story about this.
Yeah, but in the meantime, let's look at some great language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, so let's take a look at our first word. Intubate.
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 So this is a medical procedure.
Exactly. When a patient can't breathe properly, sometimes the doctor takes a long tube and puts it into their mouth and down their pipes, I guess, down their breathing tube.
Right.
So that they can breathe better.
Okay, so that's to intubate.
Yes.
Okay, so once they've intubated the patient, they start to bag him.
Yeah, bag him.
Bag him.
Bag him.
Does that mean they like put a bag over the person's head or something?
No. So there's a bag attached to this intubation tube, and you squeeze it to put air into the lungs.
Okay, so you squeeze this bag and it puts air through the tube.
I think this is just medical slang.
Yeah, I guess bag him.
But you hear it all the time on TV, so it's
Right.
important our listeners know it.
Okay. Let's look at our next word. Critical condition.
Critical condition.
Critical condition.
The patient's in critical condition.
This condition means it's serious.
Right. If a patient is in critical condition, they're either really, really hurt or really, really sick, and they could die pretty soon.
Okay. So you don't want to be in critical condition.
No.
Let's take a look at our next word. Stabilize.
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 So when the doctors stabilize a patient, they take that patient out of danger.
Exactly. When a patient is stabilized, they probably won't die in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But they could still be really sick. They could be in critical condition, right?
But it's under control.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stabilize. Let's look at our last word. ICU.
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 Intensive care unit.
Okay, that's what it means. Intensive care unit.
Yep.
So that's the place where patients who are in critical condition are taken.
Right.
So what's the difference between an ICU and a regular room?
Well, I don't know. I've never been in one. But I think like patients are monitored regularly. And I think there's, maybe there are more nurses and fewer patients. There's just a higher level of care.
A higher level of care.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again. Now try to catch all of these medical terms that we've just talked about, and then we'll come back and explain a few phrases.
Help! Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie!
Ellen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining.
No! Frankie! Doctor, do something!
Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay, clear? Again, clear? Come on, damn it, I'm not letting go of you. Clear! I've got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
The patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in. Bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go. People, move, move.
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Okay, so there are some really good phrasal verbs in this dialogue.
Yeah, a couple of good phrasal verbs.
Okay, so let's take a look at these phrasal verbs in putting it together.
Putting it together.
All right, so what's our first phrasal verb today?
Hook up.
Hook up.
Hook up.
So to hook up.
So when we talk about hooking something up, we are usually talking about electronics, right, Marco?
Yeah, you usually hook up your TV or
Yeah.
your computer.
Yeah.
So why don't we listen to some examples of how we would use hook up?
Example 1.
I finally got a Nintendo Wii. Come on, help me hook it up to the TV.
Example 2. I don't know how to hook up this new DVD player. Can you help me? Example 3.
I just hooked up my new HD TV. Want to come over and watch a movie?
Great. So you can see that there are a few different variations of this pattern here with the word hook up because it's a phrasal verb.
Exactly.
And I think the same patterns can apply to our next phrasal verb.
Hold still.
Hold still.
Hold still.
Hold still.
So the doctor needed the patient to hold still.
Right. To stop moving.
Stop moving, exactly. Okay, let's listen to some more examples of hold still because, again, it's a really great phrasal verb that you can change up a little bit.
Example 1. If you don't hold still, I can't see if you have something in your eye. Example 2.
Hold still while she cuts your hair, or else she might make a mistake.
Example 3. Hold still. You have a bee on your back.
Okay, hold still. Great word.
Yep. All right. One final phrase for you. Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
So when someone's out of the woods, they're,
Free from danger.
safe.
Okay, safe.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of the woods.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
free. I'm safe.
I guess there are two variants of this phrase. We can say, I'm out of the woods, or we're out of the woods, or I guess we're not out of the woods yet.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So, okay. Out of the woods. Okay, so now it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again. And when we come back, Eric is going to tell us about her ER story.
Help! Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie!
Ellen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient to hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining.
No! Frankie! Doctor, do something!
Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay, clear? Again, clear? Come on, damn it, I'm not letting go of you. Clear! I got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
Patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in, bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go, people, move, move!
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Okay, Erica, so what happened? What emergency did you have?
Well, it was with my cat.
Your cat.
Yes, I had some people over for dinner, and it was maybe 1:30 in the morning, and I went downstairs to let them out and show them where the taxis were. And then I came up and I saw that the cat was gone, and it turned out that the cat fell out of the window.
Fell out of the window.
Yeah.
All right, but our listeners have to know what story or what floor do you live on?
The 20th floor.
The 20th.
Yeah, so this is really dangerous, right?
That's really high up.
Yeah. So I went outside and I was calling for my cat and I was like, Mr. Finn, where are you?
How did you know he fell out?
I just knew.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mother's instinct.
I guess so. And so he was calling back to me, and so I picked him up and brought him to the house, and then we had to bring him to the vet, and it was 2:30, 3 in the morning at this time, and the vet was like not very happy that we woke him up out of bed.
But that was a really good emergency, though.
Yeah. So anyway, we brought him to the vet. He was in critical condition for a couple of days, and then we had to keep him in the vet's ICU for about a week. He broke his back. He broke two of his legs.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and then at home on bed rest for another 3 weeks.
Wow.
But now he's good as new.
Good as new.
Yeah.
He used up one of his 7 lives.
Yes.
9 lives.
Nine. Yeah. I think maybe 8 of his 9
8.
lives.
He's only got one left.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting story. I guess that's the inspiration under this dialogue.
Exactly. Sometimes we Anglos really treat our cats and our hamsters and our dogs like they're our children.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Mr. Finn is okay and he's walking and good as new.
Yep, good as new.
So maybe our users have some stories about their pets
Yes.
being taken to the hospital.
I want to hear.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I've never had a pet actually break a leg or anything, so don't have any pet stories this time.
I'm Tom, and I'm happy you're here. In this episode, I speak slowly. I use clear, simple words, and I repeat ideas so you can shadow my voice, practice your speaking, and build your confidence step by step. Today, we will talk about how to describe your day in English. Not just short sentences, but full ideas. What do you do in the morning? What happens in your afternoon? What is your evening routine like? By the end of this episode, you will be able to talk about your day in English using clear and natural sentences. Let's begin. Why is it important to practice talking about your day in English? It's important because your day is real. It's something that happens to you every day. You know it well. You don't need to search for words or ideas. You don't need to talk about history, science, or politics. You just need to talk about your life. You can say what time you wake up, what you eat for breakfast. You can say if you go to work or stay at home. You can say how you feel, tired, busy, happy, or relaxed. And here's the best part. When you describe your own day, you're practicing real English, useful English, English that you can use with other people in real life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. When you talk about your day, you begin to think in English. You begin to speak more naturally. You use simple, complete sentences. You stop translating in your head. And you feel more confident when speaking. Let's take an example. Imagine you are meeting someone new. They ask, "What did you do today?" What did you do today? If you've practiced talking about your day before, you can answer. You can say, I woke up at 7. I went to work. I had coffee and answered emails. In the evening, I made dinner and watched TV. Now, that's a full conversation. That's real communication. And that is your goal. Even if you are alone, even if you're not in an English class, even if you are shy, you can still practice speaking English by talking about your day. So, whenever you don't know what to say, start with something simple. What did I do today? What time did I wake up? What did I eat? Where did I go? What did I do in the evening? These are good questions. They help you remember vocabulary. They help you build strong English habits. They help you think in full sentences without stress. You can do this in the morning to talk about yesterday. You can do this in the evening to review today. You can even record yourself and listen back. The key is to keep it simple. Use the English you know. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. 1 sentence today, 2 sentences tomorrow, a whole story next week. So today, let's build that skill together, step by step, word by word, one real sentence at a time. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the day, the morning. Morning is a very important part of your day. It sets the mood. It gives you energy. And it's a perfect time to speak and think in English, even for a few minutes. Now, let's practice some simple morning sentences together. Repeat each one slowly, just like shadowing. Let's go. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Now you repeat. Sometimes I wake up earlier, around 6:30, when I have a lot to do. Now you repeat. If I sleep late, I feel tired the next morning. I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about my day. I like to take a deep breath and stretch my arms and legs. Then I sit up slowly and get out of bed. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I brush slowly and carefully for 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel awake. Sometimes I take a quick shower, especially if I feel sleepy. When I shower, I like to play soft music or listen to English audio. After my shower, I dry off and put on my clothes. I try to wear something clean and comfortable. Sometimes I wear jeans and a t-shirt. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more formal. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. I usually eat something simple, like toast, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I have cereal with milk and a banana. If I have more time, I make an omelette or oatmeal. I like to eat slowly so I can enjoy my food. I drink coffee most mornings. Sometimes I drink green tea because it feels light and fresh. While eating, I sometimes watch a short video or check the news. Other days, I just enjoy the quiet and listen to birds outside. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time and read my messages. I check my calendar to see if I have any meetings or appointments. I pack my bag with everything I need: my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. Then I put on my shoes and go out the door. Okay, let's shadow a story. My morning routine. In this part, I will tell you a short story about my morning. You can listen, then shadow each sentence. You can pause after each line to repeat it slowly. Are you ready? Let's begin. In the morning, I usually wake up at around 7 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a lot of things to do. I lie in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. I stretch my arms, yawn a little, and slowly get up. Then I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth for 2 full minutes. After that, I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me wake up. If I feel sleepy, I take a warm shower. I often listen to relaxing music while I shower. It helps me feel more calm and focused. After the shower, I put on clean clothes and check my hair in the mirror. Next, I go into the kitchen and start making breakfast. I usually eat 2 pieces of toast with butter and jam, and sometimes I add a boiled egg. I drink a large cup of coffee. That's very important to me in the morning. While eating, I sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I hear birds singing, and I enjoy the peaceful moment. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time, my to-do list, and my schedule for the day. Then I prepare my bag. I make sure I have everything: my phone, my wallet, my notebook, and sometimes a snack. Finally, I put on my jacket and shoes, open the door, and step outside to begin my day. Okay, let's say a few final practice sentences together. Again, you can repeat right after me. Every morning is a little different, but I try to follow a good routine. When I start my day with English, I feel more focused. I'm proud of my progress, and I will keep going. Now let's move to the afternoon, the middle part of the day. Many people are busy in the afternoon. Some people go to work, some go to school, some stay home and take care of the house or family. Whatever you do, the afternoon is a good time to use English. Even if you're busy, you can still listen. You can still repeat. You can still practice, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. Let's learn some common sentences together. Try to repeat after me, slowly and clearly. After lunch, I go back to work. Sometimes I feel a little sleepy after I eat. I check my emails and answer the important ones first. I often read messages from coworkers or classmates. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to talk about tasks. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I type reports or prepare presentations. I also look at my calendar to see what I need to do next. I like to keep my desk clean and organized. It helps me think clearly. I usually take a short break around 3 o'clock. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack, like fruit or a biscuit. If I have time, I go for a short walk to get fresh air. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. If the weather is nice, I walk around the block or sit in the sun. When I have free time in the afternoon, I study English. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I take a walk. Other times, I read a short article or a story online. I also watch slow English videos to help with listening. I repeat short phrases out loud to practice speaking. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly. Before I finish work, I write down what I did. This helps me stay organized and ready for the next day. Sometimes I write one new word I learned today. I like to review my English notebook before I stop for the day. I will now tell you a story about my afternoon. You can listen, pause, and repeat after me. Try to copy my rhythm and tone. This is a great way to shadow and learn. After lunch, I usually go back to my desk to continue working. I check my emails and write a to-do list for the afternoon. I often have a video meeting with my team. We talk about what we finished in the morning and what we will do next. The meetings are usually short, about 30 minutes. After the meeting, I take a short break. I walk to the kitchen and make a cup of tea or black coffee. I drink slowly while standing near the window. Sometimes I step outside for some fresh air. If I have free time, I use it to study English. I usually listen to a podcast like this one, or read a short story. Sometimes I watch a video where the speaker talks slowly. I pause the video and repeat the sentences. This is shadowing. It helps me speak more naturally and understand better. Before I stop working for the day, I write down a short summary of what I did. I also write one sentence in English to describe how I feel. For example, I finished all my work today and I feel proud. I didn't study much today, but I will try again tomorrow. This helps me reflect and stay motivated. Okay, now it's your turn. You can pause this episode for a moment. Try to talk about your afternoon, just like I did. What do you usually do after lunch? Do you go to work? Do you go to class? Do you stay at home and rest or study? Use short sentences. It's okay if it's just 3 or 4 lines. The goal is to speak, not to be perfect. Okay, let's try some sentence starters together to help you speak. I will say the beginning of the sentences, and you try to complete them, okay? In the afternoon, I usually... Very good. After lunch, I like to... Good job. Sometimes I feel... Well done. I usually take a break at... Perfect. Before the afternoon ends, I... Very good. Okay. The evening and night. Evening is a special time, a time to relax and review the day. Let's repeat some useful sentences. I come home at 6 o'clock in the evening. I take off my shoes and sit down for a few minutes to rest. I sometimes watch the news or listen to music to relax. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. I eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes, I go for a short walk after dinner. Before bed, I read a book or listen to calming music. I take a shower and brush my teeth. I go to bed around 10:30 or 11. Okay, you have just listened to my full routine. Now I want you to speak about your day. Here's how you can do it. First, think about your day. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you work, study, take care of the house? What do you do in the afternoon? What does your evening look like? What do you do before bed? You can speak about today, or you can talk about a typical day, a normal day. Great work today. You listened to a full diary routine. You practiced new vocabulary. You repeated full sentences. And most importantly, you try to speak in English. This is real progress. You're not just studying English. You are using English. You are living in English, one sentence at a time. Keep building your confidence. Keep practicing your daily routine until it feels easy. Now, come back to this episode often. Listen again, shadow again, and each time add more to your story.